All right, so let's move a little bit north to Belgium. Has a very important either economical or political heritage in Europe. And a lot of people might thinking about or considering studying Belgium. So what is the advantage or what would be the lost attraction for students to study in Belgium? So now we have University of Ghent, which is top two university in Belgium, and Thomas, who is in charge of the international recruitment, will bring us the presentation introduction.
Yes, thank you, Jade. Well, first of all, to kick it off, I'll answer your question a little bit on what's special of studying in Belgium. People have to know that Belgium consists out of two parts. You have the Dutch-speaking part, where University of Ghent is part of, and the Dutch-speaking part, where we speak Dutch, the same language as in the Netherlands. And then you have the French-speaking part, where they speak French, of course. So Ghent University is in the Dutch-speaking part. So that's called Flanders. What is special is that our university, and I will share my slides or the websites in a minute, is that we have a whole list of courses, master courses being taught in English. So our bachelor courses are being taught in Dutch, but the master courses are being taught in English. And the advantages, and that's for the whole of Belgium, not only for Ghent University, but also for universities like the Catholic University of Leuven or the University of Antwerp, or the universities in the French-speaking part. All of us, we are state universities. So the government is sponsoring the universities in Belgium, which makes that the tuition fees, and I will later on show you a list of our tuition fees, that the tuition fees are modest. So it's, in a way, we are a little country. A lot of people speak English, the courses are taught in English, and the tuition fees are modest. So those are like the major advantages of coming to Belgium. Next to that, Belgium is in the middle of Europe. A lot of countries claim to be in the middle of Europe, but that is for sure with Belgium and Brussels. Brussels is the capital of the European Union. And from Belgium, I mean, you are by train, you are in 2 hours in Amsterdam, 2 hours in Paris, 2 hours in London. By flight, you can reach the whole of Europe. So Jade, if I'm going too fast, or if you have any questions during my presentation, just interrupt me. And this is the website of Ghent University. If you have Googled us before, you will know this website, but I quickly run you through some of the most important links or parts of this website, just to make sure that you have the information that you need. I'll just tell you, Ghent is a top-ranked university founded in 1817. You can find out more about that by clicking on it. But indeed, we are quite an old university, more than 200 years old. And we are top-ranked. In the Shanghai ranking, we are in the top 70. Times Higher Education, we are in the top 100. So if you know that there are around 10,000 universities in the world, we can easily say that Ghent is in the top 0.1%, or in the top 1%, if you like, but that's 1,000. So we are for sure one of the major universities in Europe. We have 44,000 students at Ghent University, so it's quite a big student body. And of those 44,000, about 5,000, a little bit more than 10%, are international students. Those international students it's a student body from all over the world. We have some top countries, for instance, a lot of students from the Netherlands, because they are a neighboring country. We have a bigger group of students of mainland China. But for the rest, we have students from all over the world. Germany. We have a lot of students from Taiwan. We have students from Southeast Asia. We have a lot of South American students. So you really feel at home. As a student, you can, if you want to know what to do exactly at Ghent University, you will have to look at the information for prospective students. If you click on that, you arrive at this, where we have some quick links, but the most important for you is choose your program. And once you know which program you are interested in, you can have a look at application and administration. I will talk about application administration later on, but first I will show you how you can know which programs that can be of interest for you. When you click on choose your program, you will arrive at our study guide. Our study guide, I've put some filters in here. It's for the academic year 2022-2023. This list of programs will stay the same. Some programs will leave the list, or some will be added. And very important, the language needs to be English. Then the language of instruction of all the programs that are now on the study guide are taught in English. And I will quickly run you through some of them. We have a Master of African Studies. Then we have a whole list of masters in the sciences, aquaculture, biochemistry and biotechnology, bioinformatics, biology, biomedical sciences. Then at our Faculty of Economics, we have 6 master programs: business economics, accountancy, corporate finance, marketing, data analytics, and business engineering, operations management. Then at the Faculty of Sciences, we have masters in chemistry. We have master at the Faculty of Sociology and Political Sciences, master of conflict and development, master of economics. They are ranked alphabetically, not thematically. Then again, a list of master programs at the Faculty of Bioscience Engineering. Master of Food Technology is a very interesting one. Master in Global Studies, Biomedical Engineering, and here we have a list of master programs in Civil Engineering. Civil Engineering, Computer Sciences, Electrical Engineering, Electromechanical Engineering, Engineering Physics, Fire Safety Engineering. You see the list goes on and on. We also, and this might be interesting for students from Taiwan, we also have masters in Eastern languages and cultures, Chinese, Japanese, Middle Eastern, and Indian studies. There you can follow a complete program in English and in the language that you're studying. For instance, in the Master in Eastern Languages and Cultures, Japanese, you have courses in Japanese and you have courses in English. So to summarize our program, our study guide, we have a whole list of programs in the sciences, in the bioscience engineering, and in the engineering. Next to that, we have some programs at the Faculty of Political Sciences and Sociology, economics, and some language programs. So those are the programs. We always ask students first to have a look at those programs. So when they arrive with questions, either through email or through a chat or through a Q&A like this, that we know a little bit what are you interested in. And important in our system, you need a bachelor program that is closely linked to the master program that you choose. So if you are at the moment, if you are already in a civil engineers program, you are free to have a look at the civil engineers programs. But if you have, for instance, a bachelor in history, it's not so easy to switch to a master in economics, for instance. So in our system, that is a little bit for the whole of continental Europe, not only for Ghent University, you need a bachelor program that prepares yourself for the master program that you are interested in. So if you go on our website, you click on prospective students, and then you choose your program, and then master programs taught in English, and you automatically arrive at the page that we were before, at this page. So very easy, in 3 clicks you're there, and based on your interest you can have a look at the programs. I will open one program, for instance. Let me see, the conflict and development is quite an interesting program. Just a minute, it's somewhere over here. Computer sciences, global studies, economics, Master of Conflict and Development Studies. If you click on such a program, you get an introduction to the program. You can have a look at the admission requirements. They explain you what the structure of the program is, what the labor market is. And then what is most interesting is when you click on program summary, you can see all the courses that you will follow. So, and then, for instance, you click on one course and it keeps on specification. If you open the course, it keeps on narrowing down where you can read everything about the course. So in this way, you really can have a very good idea what the whole program is about. You can read the titles of all the courses, of the seminars that you have, and on every title you can click and you can read the content of that course. So in a way, you can, for the probably around 20 courses that you will follow, you will have information on the content of all those individual courses, and you have a good idea what those courses are about. Then let me come to some of the questions that our students always ask me. As soon as you know your program, you want to know certain things. First of all, you want to know how the application works. Next to that, you want to know I will start with the application, but afterwards, you want to know how much the program costs, the tuition fees, and most of our students also want to know something about the cost of living in Belgium. And I will finish my talk with the cost of living. The information for prospective students, all this information, again, application and administration, you can find over there. But I will wrap this application. I will summarize it a little bit for you. It's an online application procedure. And what you need to remember is that applying at Ghent University, it is for free. So at some universities, you have to pay an application fee. That's not the case at Ghent University. At Ghent University, we have an online application procedure where we will ask you to upload different documents, uploading of your previous degree. If you have not graduated yet and you are, for instance, in your last year of your bachelor studies, you can already start application, because we will ask you to then upload your results of previous years, and you will get a kind of, if you are admitted, you will get a letter of admission, but a conditional letter of admission. As soon as you graduate as a bachelor student, the conditional letter of admission changes in a real letter of admission. And so with the application procedure, you don't have any costs before you actually arrive at Ghent University. You upload your documents, like your degree, like the language requirements, like a letter of recommendation. You upload that, and you will receive, through the system, you will receive an email saying you are admitted, yes or no. Once you got this letter of admission, you can start applying for a visa procedure in your country, in Taiwan. And once you have your visa, you can, of course, come to Ghent University, and you only pay your enrollment and your tuition fees upon arrival in Ghent. So in a way, you don't pay anything to Ghent University before you actually start at the university. So I always say to students, if you're doubting and if you are interested in one of the programs, just start applying. It doesn't cost you anything. It only costs you time. And by going through the procedure, you will also learn a lot about what you actually want. And maybe thanks to applying at Ghent University, you also get an idea that, oh, maybe I should also apply there at another space, because now I understand a little bit more about the procedure, or I now know more about certain courses and I don't like that course that much, but maybe at another university, they have another course. So just by going through the procedure, you will learn a lot about our university, but also about the system and which university and which program might be the best for you. So if you find a program that you think is a fit for you, just go to the application page and start applying. If you then click on tuition fees and funding, you arrive at this page, and there you see the tuition fees for our master programs. There are two possibilities for tuition fees. Half of our faculty have a tuition fee of €1,000, 861.90 cents. It's not like round numbers, but let's say that this is a small €2,000. This is a standard tuition fee for instance, the Faculty of Arts and Philosophy, €2,000 for 1 year. So for a whole 1 year of 60 credits. Most of our programs are 1 year master programs, but the programs in sciences, bioscience engineering, civil engineering, they are 2-year programs. So the Faculty of Arts, all the language courses in English, €2,000. Faculty of Law and Criminology, €2,000. Faculty of Sciences, for instance, masters in chemistry, masters in biology, masters in bioinformatics, €2,000. Then we have the Faculty of Medicine and Health Science. There we have a master in global health management. There it is a big 5,000, almost €6,000 a year. The same goes for the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Economics, the Faculty of Medicine, and the Faculty of Bioscience Engineering. So either you pay depending on your program, you pay around €2,000 or €6,000 a year for a program. The Faculty of Political and Social Sciences with the program of Master in Sociology in English, or the Master in Conflict and Development in English, has also a tuition fee of around €2,000 a year. So that is the cost for those programs for international students. Then let me go to the last thing I want to talk with you about, and that is our welcome guide, and in particular the cost of living. As soon as afterwards, I will in the chat, I will type an email address that you can reach out with all your information. And as soon as you're there, we share also links with you. For international students, we have a digital welcome guide where we give a lot of extra information that is not on our general website, but that will help you with your life in Belgium or in Ghent as you want. And there, what I want to share is, for instance, the cost of living. We made an estimation for international students what life as a student in Belgium costs. And in that way, you can also for yourself make a little bit an estimation of what studying in Belgium might cost to you. So in a way, what we say, we added up housing, the one-time cost for furniture, renting a bicycle, passes for public transport, food, clothing and shoes, and health insurance. If we all put this together, we say that it is around €1,000 a month, a monthly cost, or indeed also if we add up some one-time costs like study material or buying some furniture for your housing, that it is €12,000 a year. So in a way, we tell international students arriving in Belgium, you have to, if you are making kind of budget, what will this whole adventure of studying abroad, what will it cost me? You have to take into account €1,000 a month, all included. And then, of course, you have your travel to Belgium and your tuition fees. which are between 2,000 and 6,000 euros a year. And students and also international students in Belgium are allowed to work during their studies, a certain amount of hours. We also have student jobs at universities. So even if you, we always ask students to try to get this money in advance, but you can top it up with money when you work at the university or when you work some places in Ghent. Okay, that's that. I'll stop sharing my screen so that people can ask me some questions. And then I will also put in the chat, I will put a website address. Where is the chat? Where can I find it more?
We can start with the first questions. It's about the language requirement. You mentioned the school require TOEIC, TOEFL, and IELTS. Do you accept TOEIC score?
Okay. So and I've now put in the chat the email address for all questions later on. If you have any questions about a program or about studying at Ghent University, reach out to this email address. Now, Jade, the question on language requirements. Right. You were asking if we accepted what?
TOEIC.
Yeah, we accept it. We accept that. So we have a whole page on language requirements where we try to compare all the systems a little bit. We also have our own system. And so we say, look, we have this kind of European system and it's equivalent to a TOEFL of this, TOEIC of that, a British Language Council of this. So you have a whole table and in a way we accept everything. If any of your students is already in an English taught program, for instance, at an international school or an English university in Taiwan, they are that's also a language requirement. I mean, then they also meet the language requirement. If you are already studying, or for instance, if you went to an international high school in English, if you have a degree in English, we accept that as enough language requirement already. Then you don't have to give an extra test, because we believe if you studied already in English, we believe that you know how to speak it.
Of course. All right. If a student is interested in the Master of Economics or probably focusing on the marketing, does the school or the program require GMAT, GRE scores? If any, what would be generally the average score to get accepted?
That's not only at Ghent University, but for the whole of Belgium. If you do study in Belgium, and I think it's a little bit the same maybe in Germany and France as well, but you apply for a master in economics if you already have a bachelor in economics. And we are open for all students with a bachelor in economics. And it doesn't depend on what your score is or what your what's it called again? What you were saying?
GPA or
GPA? Yeah, we don't look at the GPA. For us, the requirement is you have a bachelor in an economics program or something very similar to such a program. And then our program, our master program, is open for everybody. And that's linked to the fact that Ghent University is a state university, that we are funded by the Flemish government. We are not allowed to cater to only a class of 100 students. Our program is open. If we have 200 enrollments, we teach 200 students. If we have 50 enrollments, we teach 50 students. So everybody who meets the requirement, language, and the right bachelor program is welcome, can apply, and will receive a letter of admission. We don't do so. In a way, we don't do any selection. Our admission office only checks if you are if you meet the requirements, language and study requirements, and they don't make any selection. They don't say, okay, now we will rank all students, and then from number 1 to 10, they are allowed into the program, and the rest we send a no to. No, if you meet the requirements, you get your admission without any problem.
Yeah, of course. Let's put it a bit further. Like I believe some of master may require have like relevant background. Am I right?
Yeah.
Data science,
Yes.
that you cannot be like have no basic knowledge in order to apply
No.
for that master in data science.
Indeed.
But
Indeed, and it's not always so easy, because all over the world educational systems are different. So in our system, we have a bachelor in chemistry, and then easily you go to a master in chemistry. But for instance, in Taiwan, it's possible that you do a kind of bachelor in sciences with some chemistry courses, some biology, and some physics, and that only afterwards you choose a major in chemistry, for instance.
right.
And if you are in such a situation, they look at your degree and they say, all right, yeah, we think that you have enough courses in chemistry. The system in Taiwan is like this. We have a look at it, and then they might say there are 3 possibilities. Either they say, sorry, you don't have enough chemistry to start a master. Or then the opposite is that they say, okay, it's no problem. You have this master, and that's perfect. Or they tell you, look, we think that you're a good student, but you lack a little bit of chemistry, and they will make a specific program for you that you will do before you enter the master program. That's what we call a bridge program. That's a program that bridges the bachelor between the master. And then a lot of our international students do, in a way, an extra year before they start the master program.
Of course. You mentioned there are 2 kinds of master program. If I don't miss it, one would be the master, and then it'll be the advanced master. What would be the difference between them?
Yeah, so we in advanced master programs, it's also something that is unique to, I think, continental Europe. You find it in Germany and in Italy as well, for instance, and in France. And those are programs that that you follow after a master program. So I know that in the Anglo-Saxon world, in the UK and in the United States, the majority of the students only follow a bachelor program. And so in a way, postgraduate studies is when you follow a master program. In our system in Europe, before we switched to bachelor-master structure, we had something else. And it was really the tradition that people did the whole program. And now this has been translated into bachelor and master. So most of our students at Ghent University, and the same goes for France and the same goes for Germany, students will follow a bachelor program and a master program. So most of the students in Europe follow both bachelor and master program. But then again, a little bit the same as in your country, or like in the United States, people want to be specialists in certain areas, and then there are other master programs, and that's what we call master after master, or more specialized masters, or postgraduate master programs.
Right.
To start these, you need to have a master in advance.
Right.
So it's a little bit, in a way, you should see, but like in Anglo-Saxon countries, in the United States or in the UK, bachelor programs are sometimes 4 years. In our country, bachelor programs are 2 years, followed by a master program of 2 years. So in a way, it's the same. It's just different names. So our students do the whole cycle of bachelor and master, 4 years, and afterwards they have the opportunity to specialize in something in something more, and that is the postgraduate master programs.
Of course, which means like advanced master would be more specified in a specific research area of field.
Yeah.
Would you?
I'll quickly give an example. We, for instance, in the economics, we have a master program in business economics marketing. That's a normal master program. But afterwards, you can follow, for instance, a postgraduate master in digital marketing, and then it's a little bit more advanced. Yeah.
Very good. Would you suggest like people with working experience to like relevant, of course, in relevant industries, to applying for advanced programs, or would just start with master program, or it doesn't matter?
Again, to start with a program, it is important to have to meet the requirements, language requirement and study requirements. So for an advanced master program, they will ask you to have a master degree already. And it can help with admission, but normally they check if you have the proper degree, and if you have it, you are admitted. Your business experience is a nice to have, but it's not necessary.
Thomas, you just brought up the bridge program. Could you probably explain more about it? Like, what would be the preparation included
Yeah.
for students?
Yeah. Okay. I'll give economics as an example, because I always get on international fairs, I always get a lot of questions of economics, and maybe a lot of the people who are present are interested in economics as well. I'm only speaking for Ghent University, but I guess it's a little bit true for all economic programs. But in Ghent University, in our economic program, we have also a large component in statistics and mathematics. I'm guessing that is true for a lot of economic programs, but sometimes it is not. And sometimes students have got a lot of economic theory, macroeconomics, microeconomics, but that our professors see, all right, they are lacking a little bit of the mathematical skills, and we will have a lot of mathematics in the later years. So therefore, in the bridge program, for instance, we do some statistics and some mathematics. And another thing that it's most of the time is added is courses like academic English, because we know, and that's for sure with South American students, with Asian students, they're very good in the topic, but all of us can have a little bit more help with English. All of us talk English very well. Also our Asian students, they talk it very well, but it's sometimes different. There's a difference between talking English on the street and talking English during the lectures, and writing English in an academic context, making exams in English is sometimes a little bit more difficult than just talking. So that's why in this bridge program, there's also always one of the courses there is always academic English.
In that way, the bridge program could be in 1 year or probably less than 1 year. It's usually 1 year.
It always runs in 1 year,
right.
But you might get exemptions. So it's possible that the duration is 1 year, but you will probably not be studying full time during that year, because they will say like, look, you have to follow those two mathematics courses and academic English, but the economic courses you can drop. So you will, for instance, have a half-time program, but it will run during one academic year. Yes.
What about tuition fee for the bridge program?
That's completely based on the amount of credits. So it's never more than 2,000 euros. 2,000 euros is like the full-time program, but well, not exactly 2,000 euros, but the 1,800, and that's a calculation of 60 credits. So if you only have to follow 30 credits, it's half of it. So it's completely based on the amount of credits that you need to study, and a full-time program is just a little bit less than 2,000 euros. So it depends on your specific situation.
Which means like Ghent also offer the conditional offer for those who are.
Ghent offers So if you are, for instance, at the moment, if you are studying in your last, if you just started your last bachelor year, and you want to, then you are probably looking at this moment, where can I start studying next year? Because our academic year starts in September. People have to apply before March 1. That is our application deadline for non-EU students, March 1. So it does mean that now October, November, December, international students are looking for all their options. And so if you are still at the moment studying in your bachelor, you can start applying already, because indeed you will receive a conditional admission, and as soon as you then graduate from your bachelor, this conditional admission changes in a real letter of admission. One other important thing that might be of interest, but that's not only for Ghent or for Belgium, and it might have been already part of your talks on European higher education, is that you have this, when you graduate, you have this search year, and then you can stay in Belgium or in any other European country to look and find a job if you want after graduation.
So it's the same. Well, since Ghent is not selective to students, as long as you match the basic requirement, the
Yeah.
language, the diploma, and
Yeah.
that's everything you need to submit when you're applying.
Yeah, and a GMAT, for instance, because not every program, economics program, is similar. They will ask to show your GMAT score, to just have an idea, and based on that, they will say, okay, people with a GMAT score like this, they are allowed. But the GMAT score is not used to make a selection or a ranking of people, and that we say, look, if your GMAT score is very good, but we have 10 better candidates, you're not selected. It doesn't work like that. If you meet the minimum requirements, and for economics, they will tell you also, like, okay, you need this GMAT score just to have an idea about your abilities in mathematics, then you're in. So the score is for you and for us an indication of your level, and if you will be capable doing the program, but the GMAT score is not being used to rank students and make a selection of those students can come, this student cannot come.
I think that's probably everything. All the questions we have with you so far, but Thomas has left his email in chat with everybody here. So if you encounter any questions, you're not sure about whether you are doing right for your application or not, please feel free to contact him.
Please feel free to contact me, to contact through the email address, and Jade will send around your emails to me as well, and so you will receive an email from Ghent University. You can ignore it and unsubscribe from that list, or you can answer on that email so that we can provide you with the information you need to start your application process.
Of course.
Either if you come to Belgium or to Ghent University or not, I wish you all good luck in your search for a good educational program, and hope to see you in Ghent. And if not, I hope you find a right fit somewhere else in the world, and you have a nice time as a student.
Sure. Thank you, Thomas.
All right.
And thank you for joining us today. Thank you for all to join us tonight again. We'll just see you.
Okay. Thank you, Jade, for setting this up.
Of course, you too. Have a good one.
Yeah, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.